Okay. Good morning, everybody, or evening or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. We're going live with some editing. I've done a session recently in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, and I should edit those photos. So I thought I'll bring you along for those. I've done a few already, so we'll just go through them real quick here so you can see. So there's a lot of photos here that we did in the studio first. It was an amazing studio. Let me show you one here real quick. So we had these beautiful lights from the, sunlight coming through the windows from the left. And hold on, let me scroll here. All right, cool. And it was just perfect. It was just perfect. I mean, like, just the light coming in, and anything you do in there looks good. I did bring in my lights and set up a few. You can see it here, like, see from her side here, from this side I had a little bit of my own lights because it was pretty bright, but I still needed a little bit fill from that side, so we'll see. I've edited most of them already. I'm just gonna pick up where I stopped last night. Mahlia, if you're watching this, hi. By the way, feel free if you have questions. I'm just gonna edit here and do my thing, but feel free to ask questions. I'm gonna try to answer anything that you might ask, whether it's photography related or dance related or editing related, whatever you guys feel like. So let's see, where did I stop last night? I was just tired and like, all right, I'm gonna call it a day. These are all really cool. Yeah, I think I finished all of these already. This is really cool. Yeah, I think I did those portraits already. I'm just trying to go through that. I really don't know where I left off last night. I always do some portraits as well. Even some interesting ones like in the corner, things like that. All right, I think I stopped here. No, I think I did edit those. I don't know. Let's see. Yes, I done those. I think I stopped here, around here. This one's cool. Yeah, let's see. Did I do anything on this one? Not really, not really. I think I did those. Let me double check these. I remember I did these really late at night and I was like, all right, I'm done. Let's see. Yeah, these look good. These look good. I mean, look at those windows and like the light coming in and everything. That's really cool. I have to sneeze. Hold on. I'm going to mute the audio for that. Okay, I'm good. All right, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, let's start with this one here. This is, I think, the last one I didn't do. I did a little bit of cropping. Let's see. What else did I do here? I really like the thing about the studio is, and that's why I picked it, you know, that's why we rented it. It's just perfect. Like, there's almost nothing you need to do here. So it's just, the light's perfect. I mean, we were lucky that we had a sunny day to get these lights in there. Hey there, good evening. Where are you? I'm not even trying to try to attempt to pronounce your username. XX1. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. Where are you from? I'm sitting in Germany right now. All right, I really like this. This is good. I'm actually pretty happy with this. The skin tone look good. I like the slightly wider crop. Yeah, it's good. I'm happy with it. Let's see. So I always take a bunch from the same spot, slightly variations. So we have just a little bit to pick from. Venezuela. Oh wow, very cool. That's awesome. What time is it in Venezuela? I don't really. Well, actually, it is on. Let me see. No, I don't know. Let me know what time it is. I don't think I can figure it out. Here it's 9:30 in the morning, so I don't speak Spanish. I'm so sorry. And unfortunately, I really wish YouTube would allow me to like translate the messages in the chat, like when you're live, but it doesn't do that. Hmm. You can do it in comments when I have a video, but not, unfortunately, not in a live chat. But anyways, I'm sorry. I got to learn some Spanish. I know. Visit in Venezuela. I've never been in Venezuela, unfortunately. I want to go. I think it's pretty. But yeah, I'm in Europe, so that's where I'm going to be for the coming years, probably. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just do my crop here. I really like it. I know everything is good in terms of colors. I already did that. So this looks good. This is a little bright. Let me see. That's a little too bright. Yeah. There we go. That's better. I don't know how much you guys can see like brightness and color on the live. Sometimes it's because of the compression. You don't see exactly all the nuances that I see, but you know, I think with this one it should be pretty good. Looking good, Mahlia. Oh, now I went slightly higher. I think it's still a little bright. Let me bring it down a little bit. Another thing I want to do is like bring down the blacks. I should do that on the other ones as well. So what I'm doing is I'm just pulling down the black levels, the darker areas a little more. And what it does, look to her pants, like they look kind of grayish and washed out. So just gives it a little more contrast. I feel like that's good for these photos. That's the thing about, oh, I did it already on this one. That's the thing about the white studio. If you shoot in an all white studio, you have very low contrast because you have bounce light and bright light from pretty much anywhere. So you might want to adjust the contrast a little bit. Look at these beautiful windows and like the downtown in Amsterdam. Let me bring this down a little bit. And you know, guys, if you have questions, feel free to ask. I'm here to just edit, and I'm looking at the chat all the time and see if you guys have questions. I'm happy to answer them. So right now I did a little bit of a soft brush around her face, and I just bumped up the exposure a little bit. Grüß aus good old Germany. Well, I am Germany too. Hallo. Guten Morgen. Where are you? Where are you from? Aus welchem Teil Deutschlands bist du? Okay, so this is good. I did a bunch. So what I'm going to do, and if you're familiar with Lightroom, you know. So you edit one photo, like this one. You do a few adjustments. Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen. Yeah, it is still early. I'm just starting my day with editing. I left off last night tired. I'm like, all right, got to pick up tomorrow morning. So if you're not familiar with Lightroom, you can edit everything you want. And then you can copy paste basically the settings to the next photo. So everything you've done to one photo will be applied to the next photo. And I'm gonna see, like here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 photos of her doing kind of like a similar pose. We did slight variations. And I'm just gonna copy paste the settings, syncing it. It goes really quick. Oh, did I sync I did sync the mask. Yeah, okay, I did. That was quick. All right, that's good. I'm happy with this. This looks good. Just a crop a little bit. Hey, Bob Jeff, where are you from? You have a crown next to you, number 3. Oh, okay. I don't know what it means. I'm not familiar with the chat things here. All right, here is that brush. I'm gonna drag it over. Okay. Yeah, I really like it. Fierce, Mahlia. Fierce. Okay. Try to have her shoulders a little more open to the camera in this one here. Yeah, I really like it. Really cool. By the way, the funny thing about this this studio, so this was in the second floor. Well, if it was in the second floor, well, third floor. So 2 flights of stairs up, right? And there was no elevator, and I had all this equipment. But they had like a winch, so it's like a little arm coming out of the window, and there was a bag and a rope or steel, cable with a motor, and they were bringing it down, right? And I could put my equipment in there, and then they pulled it up and pulled it inside. So this is how we got the heavy equipment up in the studio, because it was just too heavy to carry up the stairs. That was so funny. Let me see if I have that video somewhere. I don't know. I have it somewhere on my phone. Hey, was mich mal interessieren würde, du machst ja viele dieser Shootings, sind die immer im Auftrag der jeweiligen Sportlerin oder Vereine, sind das Portfolioarbeiten oder gar Modelaufträge? Kira, so is it okay if I answer in English? Just because my channel is mostly English, and if I speak German, a lot of people might not might not understand. Anyway, so the question basically is if those are professional shoots, if they hire me, or if it's pro bono, like time for print, or models, professional. So I've done everything. I've been doing this for 15 years now. I'm a professional photographer, so that's my only job. So most of my jobs is just clients directly booking me. They know my work from Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or whatever, right? Or a lot of it is actually like personal recommendations. So a friend of theirs had a photo shoot, and they're like, I want to do that too. So most of them are just people that hire me or want to take photos with me. I've done quite a lot of commercial shoots, meaning like clothing companies, especially in the dancewear industry, or leotard companies. Hey Christian, yes. So yeah, I've done that, a lot of commercial shoots. I've done promotional shoots for studios as well, like gymnastic studios, things like that. Every once in a while, I do in Germany, it's called time for print. It's funny because in Germany, that term time for print isn't really used in the US, even though it's English. So today, I think we would call it a collab or collaboration. So sometimes I do shoots where I work with someone that, where there's no money exchanged. We both have say big Instagram or big YouTube accounts, or there's a special talent and we just work together. I do that too. But most of my work is just regular clients paying me. So that's I would say that's 95% of my work. So yeah. Let's see. How many years have you been working as a professional photographer? Full time for 15 years. I've done it on the side a little bit since, let's see, my early 20s. And I'm 58 now, almost. Yes, I was asking how you've seen so many of those videos. You do really great work, but I've never actually seen the pictures from shoot anywhere. Oh, Kiria, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Yeah, well, here on YouTube, I only have videos. Every once in a while, I do a community post where I post some photos. I have more on Instagram, but here's the thing: photos, I love photos. I'm a photographer, obviously, but on social media, video is the only thing that has any kind of, gets any kind of engagement. So I do more videos now than I do photos. Even though it's way, way more work. Photos are super easy compared to videos. I spend so much more time editing and shooting videos than photos, but that's what people want. And I've had sessions more and more actually now where clients were asking me yeah, we want to hire you, but we only want videos. Maybe a few photos, but really all they want is videos for their social media. So yeah, I've done sessions just do video, not even a photo, not even a single photo taken. Okay, so I'm happy with this. This is good. Honestly, this is the same photo. Let me go back. Ooh, I like her look here. This is cool. Nice face, Mahlia. She was having a blast when we were shooting. Okay, except for Ruby. Of course, since we all know it's AI. Yeah. Ruby is AI. Ruby is totally AI. That's so funny. It just started like recently that people think that it's AI. And I try to explain like there's really no point in doing AI for me. I'm a photographer. Why would I not want to do what I love? Like I love photography. I love working with my camera, working with people, like making it happen. That's the fun of it. Why would I use AI? I'm sitting here and typing in commands and watch a video pop out. This is boring. Like I have zero interest in that. It's just, of course, I played around with AI when it came out and became good. But it's like, all right, cool. And then the other thing is like, for from my job, I'm not the slightest worried about AI taking over my job. People hire me because they want to take photos. They want to have photos of themselves or of their kids, you know. So they don't want an AI version of their children or themselves. Like they can do that themselves, right? There's apps for that. This is pointless. So they want real photos of their talent and their abilities and the training and all of that. So it's really, yeah, I'm just totally, you know, it's just funny. Like when I go through my comments every day, when I go through my YouTube comments, there's about 5 to 10 comments. Oh, this is AI, and they're always like, like super dismissive, almost rude, like about it. Like I'm trying to trick them. Like no. Anyways, I want to congratulate you on all your work you've done in your career. Photographs you take of each of the girls are incredible. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I love what I do, and the people that hire me, they want to have good photos taken. So it's the perfect symbiosis. Like, say when you do family photography, right? Families hire you and they want the family photo. Really, nobody wants to do it, right? They just, yeah, we have to do our annual family photo, but nobody's really into it, right? But with dancers or gymnasts, they want it. They want an audience. They want to have photos. You know, they're having fun. I have fun, so it's a cool thing. I really like it. Excuse me. Is there a free graphics program that you would recommend for beginners? In terms of like photo editing, I would say, um, honestly, yeah, there is a few free software. Like it's called Darktable, I believe. Um, Darktable. There is a few free ones. But here's the thing: if you're beginning and you might want to get into it a little more, why not use Lightroom? It's really not that expensive. It's like a subscription. It's you can get it for like less than $10 a month. So that's really not a lot, right? You're getting an amazing software, and there is no like so the cost isn't that big. It's way less expensive than anything else you need, even for a beginner in terms of when you start photography. I would recommend Lightroom. It's just a really good tool, right? And you find the thing is you find tons of good tutorials out there. Like if you just go through YouTube and type in Lightroom tutorial, you'll find tons of it. So there is a good support community for the software, so it's easy to learn, and it's not that difficult. Honestly, it's really not that difficult. I can go through some of the basics here. Ah, she's smiling. So you load in your photos, and you have this grid view. You can look through all of them, right? And then you can select them and say which one you like and which one you don't like and stuff like that. And then you go into the develop where you actually do some editing, right? Okay. And then here on the right side, you have sliders, temperature, you can go from warm to cold, right? The tint, which is between green and magenta. And then you have exposure, which is basically your brightness, contrast. You know, you have all these sliders, and it's really, you just drag the slider and you see the effect right away, like in real time. So it's actually super easy. You just try an error and you see, oh, okay, this works, right? And there's a few more things. But honestly, I rarely use these other things here. I usually just use these sliders here. That's the most I use. Every once in a while, there's a few other ones. And I use the mask that gets a little more advanced, but you don't need them if you're a beginner. So yeah, I recommend it. Okay, this is good. Awesome. Cool. All right, so here's a few other ones. Love it. She's got energy. She's awesome. I love working with her. Mahlia. She's Australian and Dutch, so parents are from both sides of the world, from opposite sides of the world almost. So usually what I do when I edit a photo, I'll just go through it real quick. What I do when I edit a photo. First thing is I do with a crop, and what I do with a crop is you just take away the things you don't want to see. You make sure your composition is right. You make sure the lines are straightened out. Like I don't like this when it's like a little bit off, like you weren't holding your camera straight. So that's the first thing I do. This way I know this is the stuff I need to pay attention to. Anything that's outside, I don't really care. Thanks a lot for both. I look at both of the programs. Yeah, and there's other ones that are cheaper, like free, but what I would stay away from is programs like editing on your phone, like Canva and stuff like that. I don't know. It works. It's just you edit one photo at a time, and it's just, I don't know. It's just not the most efficient way. The thing with Lightroom is like if you have a lot of photos, it's super good for that. I love these slow motion videos, but I also would like to see more photos of your work. Well, thanks, Christian. The thing is, I have millions of photos. In every session I take a lot of photos. There is no social media platform these days that really feature photos and people care, unfortunately. Yeah, you can still post, like for instance on Instagram, you can still post photos, but they don't get any attention, any engagement. I still post it there, but yeah, you can follow me there. YouTube has the community post. You can do that. You can add a photo. And maybe I should do that more often. It's actually a good point, because like I still love photos too. Every photo you take, every reflection you add, and every shot you make of these girls is quite special. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Was Mahlia a private job or a job for a company? No, that is for her. There's no like commercial entity company involved. We're probably gonna work together more in the future. So maybe some dancewear company will get involved, or we'll see where it goes. Haven't really figured everything out yet. So I did the crop first. I make sure like the lines are straightened out. Then the next thing I do, and this is super easy to make it. The next thing usually I do is adjust the colors, and usually you don't have a white background. You have all kinds of other things like especially outside, nothing is really white. This studio is kind of an exception. You have a white wall, so I can use this little eyedropper tool and select the white area, and it neutralizes that. Basically, it adjusts the color so that this white is becoming really white. Okay, so there's no color cast. That's the cool thing about the studio. That's easy to do. And then another thing, and I'm not sure how you can see it on the live, but as I said before, because it's so the studio is white in every direction, you have a lot of fill light and bounce light, which gives it a little low contrast. Look at the boots, like they're black, but they almost look like grayish because there's so much fill and bounce light. So what I do, I go to the blacks area. Blacks means it's just adjusting. So these sliders here, there's highlights, shadows, whites, and blacks. It's basically bringing the levels up or down of the brightest area, the middle, the darker, and the really very dark areas. That's what these sliders are. And by just bringing this one down, now I adjusted the boots to be a little more black. It has a little more contrast without taking away of the overall brightness, right? And then another thing I forgot about this one here. I need to turn on lens correction. There we go. Lens correction is just the lens is not perfect, and Lightroom knows how to correct for these errors, and it just does that. I wouldn't say that if you also added some of the pictures to the respective videos on Instagram, it wouldn't go unnoticed. I would rather see it as good combination of both. Yeah, it's a good point. No, I get it. It's a good point. I just noticed that as soon, like if you, like, let's say I have a video, right? And then she's moving or whatever. And then I add a few photos to that. People will just swipe away because it's like, then nothing is really happening. Nothing is moving. Honestly, what I post on social media is mostly just, that's marketing. That's like what gets attention. Think about it that way, right? And the photos are mostly for the clients themselves. They want the photos, and they don't post everything either. Not everything I do has to be online, you know. And I tell that to my client, you know, most clients don't post, like they post maybe 5%. There's other clients that post everything. But anyways, yeah, no, I get your point, but it's like you have to be in balance. Like if you post too much photo instead of video, people get bored and swipe away. It's just a matter of like how the engagement works these days. And it's not that the people are bored with it. It's just the algorithm just doesn't push photos anymore. And if you the more photos you want, the less they kind of promote that and push that out. Yeah, it is a shame, but at the same time, it's just the way it is. The thing is, like, you can get upset about the way things are, or you can just work with it. That's what I did. That's why I switched. Well, I'm not switching, but that's why I added like video to my portfolio to like do more videos, because I know that's what's getting attention and what gets engagement. I mean, that's how I grew on YouTube, right? I started YouTube 3 years ago. It was the last. It was that's the most recent, kind of platform that I joined and worked with, and I have the most amount of followers because I'm good at doing videos, I think. All right, so let's move on. Let's get some work done. Sorry, I missed the question. Who gets the idea for the different outfits and scenes for a private job? Good question, Christian. Outfits, I leave completely up to the model or the parents or whatever. They ask me for input, and I always tell them just bring variety, bring what you like. I feel it's important that the model or the dancer or gymnast feels comfortable in what they wear, right? If it's awkward, they're not going to move right, they're not going to feel right, and you see it in the photos. So I think that's a good aspect. Some have like deals with clothing companies, they get sponsored, so they want to show that. I'm totally cool with that. You know. And then in terms of the only input I give is like, hey, we're shooting in a white studio, or let's say we're shooting that when we go outside and there's a lot of green in the background, I say, hey, you know what, red works really, or orange works really great in front of the green. But if you have like a gray outfit in a flower field, it doesn't look that good. It's just more like a visual thing. Other than that, they can wear whatever they want. So let me sync this here to these. Okay. So all the settings, you see like how easy it is? All the settings I did to this one photo automatically apply to the other ones. Of course I have to do the crop for each because, you know, I was moving the camera around. And in terms of, I think, sorry, I missed it. And in terms of locations, I usually give them ideas, suggestions. I like to look at locations before I go there because I want to see what it's like, what the light is, at what time of the day, what are the angles, what are difficult ways, like is there a way to park there? Can I set up lights or no? Is it allowed to take photos there? You know, there's a lot of aspects. So sometimes people, and the other thing is like when people think of nice photos, they often think of like a nice scenery, a wide shot. But a dancer is a very close up shot. You know, I don't see a lot of the background. You get a feel for it, but it's not like a scenic photo, right? So I rather give them suggestions and they're cool with it, you know. I mean, you know my background, there's not a lot to it, right? So I'm not trying to, it's more about the dancer or the gymnast than the background, to be honest. I'm kind of wondering, did you also take the two pictures in the background? No, those are my brothers. Let me see. Oh, these here. No, those my brother is like he just does it for fun photography. He took those and just printed those out. I'm just sitting here with them in the background. He was like, "Hey, when you go live, you can take those down." It's like, "No, no worries." Yeah, he's a hobby photographer. He just does it for fun. He doesn't do it professionally. All right, so what I'm doing, I just sync the settings so I know the colors and contrast and everything is right now. Oh, it's good now. And then I'm just adjusting the crop because I was shooting handheld, so every photo has a slightly different um, position. And sometimes what I like to do, if they do a pose like this, I like to intentionally angle the camera. So the good thing about shooting in a studio, you have one set light setup, right? And if you make the adjustments for one, it fits for pretty much all the other photos because it's the exact same lighting, background, setup, everything. So it's pretty easy to edit these. She's so funny. I love her. She's so funny. And it's funny because she's like a ballet dancer. She trains a lot ballet. So where you have to be like super proper and like hold your posture, and it's ballet is not about facial expressions, a lot of emotional things like that, right? So yeah. Okay, there we go. Those are all good. I like it. She did a cake. That's awesome. I love the glasses. That's really cool. Nice. All right. Oh, this is cool too. So I asked her to do a tilt. A tilt is basically you kick your leg up, but you're also like tilting yourself to the side. And yeah, this turned out good. This is actually an interesting because there's a door and someone just came in. So I'm gonna like clone that out. Let's see how good of a job this will be if I clone this out. Because I think that's distracting. That door is open. Everybody's gonna look at the door in the background. All right. One thing that's important when you clone things out, don't forget the reflection in the ground. By the way, this is actually where I use AI in a sense. So there's different options to do remove. And there is one option in Lightroom where you can say, instead of trying to clone from other areas of the photo, you can have like an AI system replace what it thinks it should be. And that's what I've been using here. So basically it's just a nicer way to clean it up. It's usually easier than trying the traditional clone. So if you want to call that AI, that's it. That's cool. But you know, the dancer is still real. I'm just using it for the background. The floor in this picture bothers me. It looks like a bathroom tiles. Yeah, they painted it. It was a wood floor, and they painted it and it has like a little shine to it. I know what you mean. It's a little bit, it's funny because it's a little bit, it does look a little bit like a bathroom. I don't mind it. I do like reflections, but I see your point. I do. Yeah, it was what is the floor in these pictures, brother? Yeah, it's wood. It's a hardwood floor, like planks, and they just painted over it. You can see it a little better. Let's see. See in these photos here, it's just wood. Oops, come on, stay here. See, like it's wood and just painted over it. All right, back to our tilts. Here we go. Copy paste it to these and do a little cropping here. I know it looks so different because usually if you have a wood floor, you wouldn't paint it, especially not with a shiny color, right? But for the studio, because this is a photo studio, so they rent it out as a photo studio. They wanted this all white look, and I kind of like it. That's why I picked it. I mean, there were different studios, different options. I really like it. It's a, gives it an airy, bright look. I really like it. What is the name of the program? Hey, Dark Sorrow. This one is called Lightroom. Lightroom is from Adobe, and it's made to edit photos, and it's especially good if you have a lot of photos that you need to edit. Because what you do when you edit a photo, you can take everything you've done to one photo. Let's say you do all kinds of edits, right? You can just copy paste it to the next and sync it to a lot of photos. That's what I've actually been doing here. And it's really fast and efficient. And the cool thing is it actually doesn't like change the original photo. What it does, it takes the original photos, does adjustments, right? And shows you these adjustments. But what it does, it saves only the instructions or the things you've done. It doesn't change the actual photo. So you can always go back and say, oh, I didn't like what I was doing there. You can always go back step by step or even to the original version of it. So yeah, it's really good. That's the main difference between Lightroom and Photoshop. Photoshop always changes the original unless you use layers, but we're getting it. We're getting too deep into this. I really I really love editing in Lightroom, and I don't like using Photoshop at all. It's just too awkward. Photoshop can do a lot more than Lightroom, but you can see like what I do here is super simple. I'm not doing a bunch of changes. It's just small adjustments, right? I want my photos to look natural. That's really important to me. I want them to be photos and not like digital artwork. I'm not saying that to be like dismissing people that do a lot of digital artwork. That's great too. I just don't like that. To me, I do just as much as like, so it still looks like a photo. That's basically what I'm doing. I want it to be a photo. Obviously, I'm adjusting colors and stuff like that, but other than that. Okay, so this is good. God, look at her eyes. Isn't that cool? A little more saturation. Yeah, this is good. I really like it. I mean, I get it. When you have a white background like this, you don't really have a lot of depth. It's just white, it's all white. That's it. So, but that's why when we took when we planned the session, I said, we'll do, like in the morning, we'll just do the studio, right? And then in the afternoon, we go outside, and we'll get to the outside photos in a bit. There were two reasons. Number one, I wanted to get more variety. I didn't want to just do this white studio because I know all the photos would be looking very similar in the studio. So I wanted some variation with outside photos, but also I booked the studio because I didn't know what the weather was. So we took those photos like a week ago. It's still spring, like early spring here. It was like beginning of March, and it could have been like super cold outside. Might not have been able to take any photos outside. So I just booked the studio both for variety and for weather resistance, if you want to call it that way. Alrighty. So guys, yeah, I'm just editing here. You can ask questions, anything about photography, the models, or me. I'm just doing my thing here, editing. So all the models are natural, or you don't change the skin tones or raise scars, wrinkles, moles. Oh, I do, Christian, I do. Like, so, well, it depends. So here's the thing. My golden rule about editing skin is, let's say you have some pimples, like you have some acne and there's some pimples, right? This is something temporary. It's not gonna, next week you don't have it anymore, whatever. Like sometimes your skin breaks out. I edit that because it's not a permanent thing. But let's say you have like a mole somewhere, like a spot or whatever. I don't edit that out because that's part of you. That's the way the person is, right? And I don't want to create something that isn't that person. I want to create a true representation, right? So that's kind of like the rule. Sometimes, and that's interesting kind of like gray zone, I want to call it. So sometimes when you take a photo and you edit it to make it look a little more dramatic, right? You add more contrast. Then sometimes like spots that are really like subtle on the face or on the skin, they all of a sudden like stand out way too much, right? It doesn't look real. And so I take it and tone it down to make it look real again, right? Scars, I usually, it depends, like if they have scratches and stuff like that, and legs especially, I do edit those out. Like she didn't have anything, but a lot of dancers, they or like gymnasts, they have bruises. So yeah, I edit that out. Wrinkles, none of my models has wrinkles, so that's not an issue. When you do portrait photography, that becomes more of a thing. But fortunately, it's something I don't have to do. But again, I feel like wrinkles are part of you. I probably wouldn't edit those out. In Flames of Sorrow, hello. Thanks for joining. Hey, yes, yeah, they're too young to have wrinkles. I mean, the only wrinkles they have, like, actually, I did edit out some wrinkles. Sometimes, like, when they do certain poses that are really, like, hard to do, they get, like, like this on your forehead. I edit that out because it's like, they only did that because they were just like trying something really hard, Maybe I edit that out. Sorry, I don't know how much the delay is. Let's see if which one of these girls do you consider the best professional dancer? That is a tough question. I don't think there is a best, because dance isn't about, like, you can't measure dance like on a scale or in a number, right? It's not possible because dance is an artistic expression. So I don't think there is a best dancer. And then I've worked with like ballet dancers, I worked with hip hop dancers, I worked with commercial dancers. Commercial dance is what you see like in advertising, when they dance around. I worked with dancers that were just doing it for fun. TikTok dances, you know what I mean? And I don't judge them, I don't rank them. So I mean, I don't know. So I don't think there is a best one. They're just, I want to capture their joy and their talent, and that's what they want. They want to show that I think that's really the important thing. When someone hires me to take photos, they want a representation of what they are. It's not about, am I better than everybody else or like this or that. So I don't know. Cool. TikTok. Just okay, people kind of dismiss that. And the funny thing is, when you do TikTok dances, they actually don't dance full out. They do it a little bit like they're not really like doing it 100%. But that's the style. I don't know. It's just kind of funny thing. I don't know. Honestly, dance is just having fun. You do whatever you want, and that's fine. All right, so we did some outside photos, and you can see in the photo it looks a little cold, right? Love the style of your work. Thank you so much. In Flames of Sorrow. The slow mo and freeze is always so cool. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I also do photography, but as a hobby during our sports acrobatics. Oh, very cool. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about this. So we went outside, we got some lunch after the studio and went outside. I think it was like 1:30 or something. And since it was like the beginning of March, the sun's still low, even midday, and looks a little cold, right? It was actually not that bad, you know. She was fine. But so let's see what I'm gonna do to this photo. I want to do a few things. And if you are familiar with Lightroom, you know about masks. If not, I'll talk about them a little bit. So Lightroom can make masks. What is a mask? It's basically just a selection. Let's say I want to edit her, just her, like, you know, I just want to make adjustment just to her, not anything else. I can create a mask called subject right here, and Lightroom does it automatically. It's like it tries to figure out, looks at the photo and tries to figure out what is the main subject actually. Usually it's a person, right? But this thing is also important, right? This thing. So it added that. How does it make that decision? I don't know. It's part of the thing. And then you can do the opposite. Say create a mask for everything but the subject, right? That's called the background. You can create one for the face. You can create other ones. There was one body, I call it. It's just, those are all masks that I created a preset for. It does them for me. And then they just sit there. There's no adjustments really done to it. It's just creating the mask. So before I move on, so I think this whole thing, I want to make it a little more like warm. So I'm adjusting the color a little bit. Make it warmer, maybe a touch brighter, maybe a little more vibrance. Vibrance is an interesting one. Vibrance is a color saturation, but it tries to leave the skin tones more natural and bumps up other colors. Like it won't change much of the skin if you look at this, you know. I mean, it does a little bit, but less. And then other colors like on her leotard, right? You see how they pop out really strong, but her skin tones are still fine, right? So that's what vibrance does. It boosts every color except skin tones, basically. So that's really good. I like that usually. Just adds a little more. The sky could be a little bluer, so we're gonna make that and add a little blue to it. I like it. That's really cool. I think it needs a little more here. Sometimes the masks that Lightroom automatically creates are not perfect, so I'm going to help it a little bit here. Okay, and then the other thing I like to do is I'm using the background, which is everything but her, and bring the brightness down a touch, and her, and I bring the brightness up a little bit. Okay. Again, like it's hard to probably see on the live because I don't use the sliders to like 100%. I just do a little bit. But let me show you. This is the original and this is the edited version. Original, edit. So you can see that even subtle changes that I just did here really make a difference. So I made it a little warmer, a little more nicer to look at, a little more comfortable. And I separated her a little bit more from the background. Would you like to visit any Latin American country, and which one would you like to visit? Oh, I would love to. I would love to. I haven't really been down there. Well, when I was a kid, I was there for less than a year, but I was like only 5 years old, so I have very little memories from that. But yeah, there is, actually, I was in Chile a few years ago. It was 20 years ago. I did on a commercial there, and we got a football stadium, soccer stadium. We rented it there for a day and did a commercial there. So Oh God, there's so many places I want to visit. And the thing is, like, um, I just saw someone who drove through Colombia, and it was just gorgeous. He was just in awe, and I was like, wow, I didn't know, right? I honestly I have to admit, I don't know much about Southern America other than I need to go. Christian, do you have jobs in Germany too in the coming weeks with some known models? Actually, I'm going to Australia for a while. Well, not for a while, 3 weeks. So I'm doing some work in Australia. I have dances there, and then when I'm back, I think I'm going to Spain for a little bit. I have some dances there, and I'm working with. I don't know. There's gonna be some dances in Germany as well, but I don't know. It's not all figured out yet, right? I just I was in the US for 22 years and I just moved back, so I have to kind of restart my business here. It's going to take a while, but that's okay. I just couldn't stand being in the US anymore for various reasons, but let's not talk about that. Anyway, if it's okay to ask, is slow-mo 100% camera? I'm not going to talk about my videos at all. It's just everybody's asking me how to do it because everybody wants to do it. And it took me a lot of time to figure it out and do it, and a lot of experimenting, a lot of experience to my work. And I'm not going to give that information out. I know some people got mad at me. It's like, well, why don't you share that? I'm like, well, that's my business. So it's like asking Coca-Cola for their recipe. It's like, no, they're not going to give it to you. It's just the way it is. So I don't know. Australia, so close. I'm in Australia. I'm in Austria. In Austria, okay. Ja, guten Tag nach Österreich. Mein Vater ist aus Österreich. So yeah, I'm very familiar. Basically, besides Austria. That's what I expected. That's why I asked you. Okay to ask. Everybody asking. Like literally, I have hundreds. I'm not like making this up. I have hundreds of direct messages like, how do you do your videos? How do you do this? What's the frame rate? What's the camera? And like, yeah. It's just funny because, like, as a professional photographer, that's my job. I work on this every day, and I'm not gonna just like hand it out. You know what I mean? It's just every business. Like, you work on a product and you develop it. You're not just gonna, oh, now I've done all the work, right, and invested all this time and money to get it, and then I'm just gonna, like, you know, besides Germany, yeah, I know where Austria is. Yeah, and again, like the thing with the video is just I've been getting so many messages all about that. So all right, so I'm pretty happy with this, and we're gonna copy paste this to the next ones, and I'm gonna copy those masks over as well because I think they're good. Let's see. Yes, this is good. All right, we're gonna go a little closer. We don't need to see the whole thing. And then this lady, she bugged me. So she was, I mean, this was a public park. I can't be mad at her, right? But she saw us and was like, oh, wow. And then she walked past us, right? And sat down right in the background, took out a sandwich and stared at us. Like, I mean, stared at us. Like, she was watching us taking the photos. I'm like, lady, you know that you're in the background, right? I mean, like, that's where my camera is pointing at, literally. So I was a little bit annoyed that she just thought that was a good place to stand or to sit, I should say. All right, so I'm trying to get rid of her. Yeah, that's good enough. Maybe one more brush here. All right, now she's gone. That's with her, that's without her. Most people wouldn't even bother, but I feel like the background should not have any distractions in it, especially if it's a person. We kind of look at that. Anyways, I fully understand. Thank you. Yes. You know what? The funny thing is, I've seen a few other photographers that have figured out how to do it, and they're doing it as well. They're just not getting a lot of attention with it, and I don't know. Okay, I like this one too. We're gonna get rid of our lady again. Sorry, lady. I mean, I'm not mad at her. She was admiring the dancer, but it's like, yeah, it was a little distracting. Okay, this is good. I'm gonna make her a little bit brighter, actually. Here we go. Yeah, that's better. That's good. That's good. Okay, one more here. Hold on, let me get rid of her first before I crop it. So what Lightroom does, it basically, you mark the area you want to get rid of, and then it looks around and tries to copy paste stuff from around this area. And sometimes you get this, like here, it's just copy pasting some of the skirt back in here, so it's not doing a good job. Yeah. So let me do this a different way. I'm gonna switch the AI tool on. And AI works very different. It looks at the whole picture. It basically understands what is in the photo and understands like, oh, okay, you want to get rid of this. I'm going to replace it with something that looks like the actual background would have looked without the person there. So like this, right? So this looks way better. Like this is the original. And it just looks clean. So I like that tool. All right, a little brighter. Gonna try to get through these photos now here. But feel free to ask questions. I'm always like, you know, happy to answer. Any question except video. All right, lady again. Most people, it's actually funny when I'm shooting in the public. Do you sell your photos in books? Hey Darren. No, I don't have a book out. I tried about 10 years ago to publish a book, and I looked into it and I talked to some publishers. It's actually pretty hard to, well, it's not hard. There's different options. You can do it. It's just that books really don't sell anymore. Like books don't really, it's like a mass market anymore. Especially with social media where you can scroll and within seconds you have literally like, you know, thousands of photos. People really don't buy books. So what I could do, I figured it out. Like you could self-publish, which means you go to a company that physically printed for you, right? And then you can sell it on your own. You can sell it on Amazon or whatever. Like you go to bookshops and say, hey, you want to sell those books? You know, you can do all of that. It's a lot of work, and you're not making a lot of money. The other option is you can have it printed on demand. So basically, what you do, the company provides a printing service. You send the company the photos and you make the layout of the book. They don't actually print it. But if someone goes on and you link it to your website, let's say, right? Someone goes and said, I want to order this book. Then they run the machines, print one of those books and send it out, right? So they do one at a time. The problem is that because they're printing one at a time, it's not very cost effective. It's going to cost a lot more than, let's say, doing 500 or 1,000 at a time, right? Because you have to set up the machine just to do this one. And I could do this, but the book would have to be quite expensive because you want a good quality. You want a really good quality print, like good paper, good quality colors to get the photos looking good. And then you would end up with a book that costs, $200, but who would buy that, What resolution format do you usually use for photos? Depends on the camera. Excuse me. Currently I have a Nikon Z9, which, I don't know how many megapixels it has. Let me look it up. It says here. I think it has 8,000 times 6,000 resolution. This is a little cropped, so that's a little less. I think 8,000 by 6,000. That's the resolution. Oh no, I did a mistake. So yeah, that's roughly the resolution. 45.7. Thank you. Okay. I really don't care about the technical, like the specs about a camera. It's not really like I mean I care about the good quality, and like I get a modern camera. There's a lot of things, but like other than that, you know, doesn't really matter to me. I should say I'm not buying a camera based on technical specs. It's more about there's a few features that I'm interested in. Like for instance, the Z9 was the first camera that Nikon at least made that had a really good autofocus system. So that made a big difference. And then the other thing is, like, let's say you've been doing this for a while, like I have, and then you buy a lot of equipment and you buy into a system, right? And you have a lot of lenses and adapters and flash triggers that all work with that one system. And then there's like a camera from a different manufacturer comes out that's better, right? Clearly better. I'm like, all right, I could switch and spend $20,000 buying all new lenses, all new equipment, all new bodies, all new flash triggers, and whatever goes with that specific brand, batteries. So, you know, it's not really. And then does it give me the advantage? You know, this is one feature that it has a little bit better, right? I'm like, okay, is it worth $20,000? Do I make $20,000 extra because of that switch to the new system? And the answer is usually no. So, you know, if you're invested in a system, I would say stick with it and buy whatever they bring out. The other thing is, like, every once in a while one brand has a really cool camera and then it takes the other brand like 2 or 3 years to catch up. So, you know. I'm looking at the Sony A7 IV at the moment, but the wallet cries already. God, tell me about it. Yeah, it's. I think Sony is great. Sony is great. Nikon is great. Canon is great. You can't really go wrong today with any camera you buy. They're all really amazing, you know. And there's nuances, and I think the thing is that's why I stay out of these online discussions about cameras. Is when people go online and discuss cameras, what they want is to differentiate between the brands. What is better than the other? Why is this feature better than the? So they want to basically just find the differences, right? But if you actually look, kind of zoom back and like look at the whole picture, it's like, all right, so this camera has a tiny little bit better autofocus in this particular situation under these lighting conditions, like whatever, right? You know, so I don't know. And the file format doesn't matter either. No, I shoot RAW. I don't shoot JPEG at all. You can't do a lot of editing on JPEGs. You really want to shoot RAW, 100%. I never shoot JPEG when it's client work. Like, there's no way. Let me show you, like, well, I don't really have a good example here. You know what? I really like, what am I doing here? Let's see. Interesting. Why is this so different? Trying to figure out. Oh, it's a different dress. That's why. Oh, like, this looks so different. She's wearing a different skirt. Yes. It's all different. It's not the same. Oh my God. Alrighty, cool. Do you have a website that you sell your photos? Darren, I don't. I'm thinking about doing this actually here on YouTube. There is a, you know, you have these subscriptions or membership plans, whatever it's called. I might do that, and then I have some photos. It's going to be limited in terms of photos because so if clients hire me to take their photos, which is the bulk of my, or like the most, the majority of my work, they don't want their photos to be sold, right? It's they want them for themselves, and it's okay if they share here and there one on social media, but they're usually not interested in selling their work to, like publicly like that. So there is a few people that are open to that. Excuse me. Oh my God. And I might do that. I haven't really figured that part out yet. I've actually done a few sessions where I had that in mind, kind of like, okay, I'm gonna try to do the session just for photos that I might sell as prints. I was thinking about prints, like rather than like digital photos. I'm rather thinking about large like canvas prints and stuff like that. So that's the idea. And I've done a few sessions where I had that in mind. So yeah, it's probably coming, but it'll be a little different. It won't be the same photos that you see on my social media right now. It's probably a little different photos. Still dance photos and, things like that. I've actually done a few portrait sessions with specifically that in mind, that I want to do like an exhibition, like a gallery. But there's only so much you can do, right, in your life. Okay, so here we go. This is just a fun photo. I was just telling her, like, go over there. I want to see how the light is. And then she just, she just posed there. I still left it in because I thought it was cool. And then she was goofing around while I still set up my camera. She's funny. She is funny. Just still gonna edit this a little bit. Alrighty. Mahlia. All right, so here's a good one. I like this one here. This is good. Let's do my outdoor masks. Do you like Colombian? If you go, you need to find a translator to help you speak Spanish. Yes. Well, if I ever come, yeah, I might learn a little bit of Spanish before I come. And then, honestly, today, every phone has a translator built in. You can just like as someone talks, it automatically translates it almost in real time. So, yeah, I think I'll be fine. It's not on my travel list right now. There's a lot of things I want to do and a lot of countries I want to visit. But yeah. All right, cool. So I really like how the light goes through the fabric here. There's a little bit of a thread hanging out. We're going to get rid of that. This is all good. Like here, if there's little, you can hardly see it, like a little bruise. Oh my God, that didn't work well. Let me try this again. Just a little bit. And she doesn't have anything. But yeah, if that is an issue, like on the legs, I usually edit that out. This is really pretty. I like it a lot. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna up the. I kind of want to do it a little more. Let's see, a little warmer maybe. That's good. And I don't know if you watch me, like I don't really have a specific plan on how to edit it. I just go in with the sliders. I'm like, oh, this looks good. This looks good. No, this doesn't look good. I decided, see, this doesn't work well. All right. the larger the area that you want to clone out, the more difficult, the harder it is for Lightroom to figure something out. I don't know why, but this thing bothers me. Let's get rid of it. Let's update the masks real quick. Okay, cool. I like it. That's good. We did a bunch of these, so actually only 2. We're gonna replace it. Is Lightroom still, Classic still much better than Lightroom? Good question. I'm using Classic. I think so. Here's the thing. When the other Lightroom came out, the regular version, I call Classic the regular because that's the one it started with. They redid the interface and the structure a little bit. I think it was more geared towards beginners, and they didn't add all the features, so it couldn't do all the features that Classic could do. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna upgrade to a different version that doesn't, can't even do what the previous does. So I'm like, okay, I'm not interested. And then I just never looked again. Like, I don't even know what the other version of Lightroom can do or not. I'm using Classic, and I think most photographers use Classic. Not sure why they thought that was a good idea to go with the other one and restart it. I mean, I get it. Lightroom is old. Like, they started, oh gosh, 15 years ago or longer. Yeah, same here. I also go Classic. I'm not sure what the thought process was from Adobe to go with create a new version of Lightroom and then not have all the features in it. That just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I get it. I have the subscription. I can download it and try it, but I don't know. This works fine, so I don't know. They're beautiful girls in Colombia and Venezuela. You're a master Spanish. Well, okay. All right, that's one incentive to go there, I guess. Yeah, it was made for mobile in the beginning, but now it has a lot of features. Okay, I started with Lightroom. Now I am always wondering if Lightroom Classic has some features I could use. Honestly, I'll have to try it. I'm going to give it another try. If it well, here's the thing. There's no reason for me. Again, like, I'm doing this as a job, right? This is my job. I want to be efficient, and I have to edit a lot of photos, right? So if I learn a new software, I'm losing all the efficiency I built up with working with Lightroom Classic, because I know this inside out. I know all hotkeys. I'm really fast. Like, right now, I'm editing slow because I'm trying to answer questions and everything. That's all good. But when I just edit, like, I can edit a photo session in 2 hours and, like, be very efficient. So in order to switch, which for me means starting to learn a new software, at least, like, how does it work in this version instead of the other one? What are the hotkeys? What is this, and so on. So that's a lot of pain, right? And then I want to get something out of that for that extra work that I'm putting in. So it has to have at least a few major advantages over Classic for me to consider it, right? I'm just looking at it very, like, like, just from an efficiency point of view. Like, does it make sense for me? This is what I do every day. I don't want to learn a whole new software just because it's, I don't know, whatever. You get the point. Again, I stopped looking years ago, so I don't know if it's still lacking features or not. One thing that bothers me a little bit about Lightroom, compared to other things like Capture One, for instance, what was the other one that Coral made? Whatever. It's not the fastest. Lightroom Classic. The code isn't the fastest. Like, when you export photos, it actually takes a while. So I wish it could be faster. That's for sure. On the other hand, it's not to the point where it's slowing me down all that much. So yeah. All right, this is just fun. This is pretty. Let me try this here and apply it to this. It might work, it might not work. 10:45. It is 10:45. Yes. I am almost 3. Oh my god. It's 3 a.m. Jesus. Yeah, no, here it's 10:45. This is my morning thing here. I woke up, had breakfast, got some fresh bread from the bakery and started editing. That's what I was doing. Oh, I love this. This is so pretty. Guys, I love, love this one. Amazing. All right, I'm going to get rid of this hair here though, because it's coming out of her nose, right? It looks kind of funny when you zoom in like that. Let's try to clone this out. Let's see if it works. There's still a little bit left, but you have to update the masks and it usually disappears. Good. Awesome. That worked. By the way, shooting in Amsterdam outside, like in the town, I mean, look at that. It's so pretty. This is why it was by a canal, so they had the railing so people wouldn't fall into the water. And it looked like a ballet bar. I just love it. It's so cool. Really, really happy how the photos turned out. Very cool. It's 5:45 a.m. Oh my god, Darren, that's crazy. You guys are crazy. Well, thanks for joining, though. I appreciate it. Because, here's the thing. Editing isn't like isn't very like fun because like you're just sitting in front of your computer, you have nobody to talk to, right? So I appreciate that you guys are hanging out with me. And yeah, I'm happy to like answer questions, talk to you guys. So I appreciate it. All right, let's see the next ones. This is cool. Oh, by the way, this is funny. Actually, let me show you. This is really funny. Let me go back here. So, you can't really see it in those photos. Like her mom was standing right here and pulling it, and I said, "Let go," and then she let go, and then this is the photo that we that we picked. Yeah, she's not in the picture anywhere else. I thought it was funny. Anyways, so here we go. Oh, here she is. She was a dancer too. Her mom was a dancer, so she was showing her daughter. Yeah, it's really cool. I love when parents are like actually like into dance as well, so they can actually help their kids and give some pose ideas and things like that. Oh, excuse me. I already had my coffee. Oh, I love this. This is pretty too. Beautiful, beautiful. Really like it. Let me see. Maybe it's a little dark, the background. Yeah, it's all right. No, it's good. It's good. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I did a bunch here. Let's see. I don't think we need all of them. I got so many of them here. All right, we don't need this. We got 2 of this. This is the same as this one. We get rid of that one. This is good. This is good. This is good. All right, so I'm going to take the settings from this one and copy paste it to these here. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to see the process and talk to you. I just love sport. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. No, it's fun. And the thing is, I like to talk to people who are like at least have some like interest in photography and try it themselves maybe a little bit because they know what I'm doing and kind of, get the idea. My least favorite is like when a client like says, "Oh, you must have a super nice camera." It's like, yeah, right. Like that's what it makes a difference. It's like when you go to a restaurant and you get a really good, like the food tastes really good, and you tell the chef like, "Oh, you must have really good pots and pans, right? Or your kitchen must be nice." It's like that's not what makes the art. Same with the camera. It doesn't matter. Sometimes when people say that, it's like, "Oh, you can borrow my camera if you want," and then they understand what they just said wasn't very smart. I'm not getting upset. It's just funny. That's all. All right, I really like it. Um, One thing I'm gonna try is I don't like the parked car because it looks like a parked car and I don't like it. Yeah, it's the camera, sure, exactly, right? So I'm gonna try to get rid of the car. Um, let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. All right, this is good. Let me see what it does. Interesting. Wow. Okay. I like it. Look at that. That's awesome. That's the original. And it replaced it with like nice greenery and just nice. Yeah. Great job. Great job. Yeah, it is. It's the skill, of course. Yeah. No, I mean everybody kind of knows. It's just yeah. I don't get upset if people say, "Oh, you must have a nice camera." It's like I get it. They're trying to make a compliment. They don't know that they're actually not making a nice compliment. It's all good. You know, there was a funny situation. So I worked in the movie industry for many years. I was hired by DreamWorks Animation in Hollywood. I worked for DreamWorks Animation for 10 years as an artist. And when I was hired, I told someone, a couple, an older couple, and I said, "Wow, you know, like I'm moving to California. I just got a job at DreamWorks Animation." And the husband said, "Oh my God, you're so lucky." And the wife said, "No, he's not lucky. He's that good." And that kind of like says exactly what it is. He said, "You're so lucky," meaning that he wanted to make a compliment. That's a great opportunity. You're lucky. You're a lucky person, right? He didn't mean to say, "I got lucky getting in," right? There's no luck getting in. You have to be good, right? And that's what the wife was pointing out. No, no, no. He's not lucky. He's that good. So, but I wasn't offended by what the guy said. You know, I know how he meant it. But you know, that's the whole thing about it. All right, let's see. Let's get rid of the car here too. I hate cars. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I hate parked cars in the background of my photos. Let's put it that way. I do not like parked cars in the background of my photos. Ah, beautiful. Look at that. Looks perfect. As if the car was never there. Actually, I did a lot of other cleaning up there too. But see how what a difference it makes. Like here, you can tell. Yeah, she was standing on the side of the road, and there's signs, and whatever. And now it looks more like I don't know. It changes the feel of the whole picture, and it's just background and like not. You would just think, oh, it's just not important things, and they're even blurry. So like, how much difference can they make? But like, see it how it changes the whole scene, the whole feel of it. Yeah. Okay. One more ugly car to remove. And this parked car we're gonna get rid of. And while we're at it, we're going to get rid of this and the sign, which I don't like. And this, whatever that is, that's his parking sign here. We're going to get rid of that too. All right. What else? This is good enough. Guess I need to shave, huh? Oh, it created a bridge here. Interesting. All right, that's better. Oh, created a building. I like it. That's actually good. I'm happy with this. I don't mind a building in the background. So here we go. And now we can copy paste these settings here from the previous photo. See, that's why I love Lightroom. It's just, it's just so much, just saves so much time when you can copy paste the stuff. All right, one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this down a touch, the background brightness and her brightness up a little bit. Just so she pops out a little more. I think that helps. What the AI can remove is so impressive, absolutely. And that's what I think, you know, AI is good at, you know, good for. Because like the clone tool and the healing brush, and it developed over the years. If anybody's familiar with like Photoshop, you know, they've always been developing that tool. And it got better and better, but like still getting rid of a car, it's not about just getting rid of it. You have to put something in place, and that's where AI comes in pretty good, I think. And, you know, as I said, I only use it for background stuff, for removal. I don't use it for like creating anything, you know, like I'm not changing anything on her really. All right, there's more. Oh my God, now there's a truck coming through. Jesus. I don't know if we can remove that. We'll see. I mean, it can, but it's just, the problem is when the dancer is going right through the thing in the background, like here, the truck is right behind her. We'll see what it does. That's all good, but now let's zoom in a little bit, like here. Because what it does when it generates that background, it tends to like also adjust the skirt a little bit, like the fabric, and just creates a new line. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it does. Sometimes it looks good, sometimes it looks terrible. Let's hope for the best. Yeah, see how it created a new fabric here, just out of nothing? I don't like that. Oh, okay, so that's a cool thing when you do the AI tool to like replace something. It gives you 3 options, 3 things to choose from. And yeah, that's not at all like it created another arm, it just created all the but here's a version that actually looks pretty real. All right, we'll go with that. That's good, right? Didn't change her too much. A tiny little bit more fabric here, but it's all right. I can live with that. That's not too bad. Okay. Wild. See, that's another reason to use Lightroom. Someone asked in the beginning, there's a good tool for a beginner. Well, yeah, there is, but then it's like this feature alone is, to me, is worth a lot, you know. Especially since I shoot a lot outside and there's always something distracting in the background. So I'm always editing stuff out. And if the tool helps me doing that, that's worth $10 a month. All right, this is a mini bridge. She was standing on it. And I think I already did some editing on this one. And I like how this one turned out. Let me zoom in a touch here. How beautiful is that? Look at the light and everything. Oh my God. I just love it. So I'm going to use these settings and apply it to the other photos I took here. Should give me at least a good starting point. Let's see. Oh my God, beautiful. Beautiful. This is, by the way, another thing that I don't like about social media. Social media is all about this. Your vertical screen on your phone, right? So horizontal photos don't look that great. Let me bring it up here. Hold on. If I have a horizontal photo anywhere, here, like this, okay? So you have the horizontal photo. Look at how much the photo takes up of the screen, right? Instead of like, and there's nothing on top on the bottom. It's just, so social media focuses on vertical format, right? Vertical images and video. It doesn't do so well for horizontal. So if I shoot a horizontal photo, number one, photo doesn't get pushed, and number two, if it's horizontal, taking up only like a third of the screen, if at all, gets even less attention. So it kind of changes like how you frame your photos, because it discourages horizontal compositions, so yeah, not too happy about that, but at the same time, it is what it is. You can't fight it. It's just, that's just what gets pushed out. I'm still taking horizontal photos, but I am aware they're not going to do so well on social media. But I love them. Pretty. So awesome. All right. And I don't know why I did a vertical here, because really, like, look at this, like the bridge and the background and everything looks so pretty. And in a vertical, it's just not that impressive, right? All right, cool. Here I did another horizontal one. And look at the streets, like it's all this cobblestone. So pretty. It's so pretty. Love Amsterdam. I already edited those. No, she's just having fun here. I don't know what she's doing. And as you can see, like, we always take a bunch of photos of the same pose. Like, we pick a location, we go there, and we do a bunch of different poses in this location, right? In this spot where we're on the street, right? But also I'm doing variations of the exact same pose. Like, for instance, here, that's what she came up and it's like, this is really good. Now, first she did this, right? She was looking at me, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. How about instead of looking at the camera, you're looking up, right? And so we did this, which I really like, because I like the hair coming down and like this profile of her face. But I'm like, not sure about the arm, the bent arm. The bent arm looks good this way, but it doesn't look so good this way. So as it reach out to the sky, it's like, oh, okay. And she liked that too. So she was really happy with the arm up. So that's what I always do when I take photos. I always try to do variations. I always say a photo shoot is like a dialogue. It's not like me giving directions and then they do what I tell them. It's more like she has an idea and wants to do that. Like, oh, this looks cool. But what if you change this one little thing? And then she tries it. Oh, this is cool. So it's like a back and forth. It's like a dialogue, right? You go back and forth, you try things, and eventually it's basically both people contributing and making it better. Oh, I like this one. This is really nice. This is pretty. This is really pretty. I've already edited those, so I'm not going to do anything to those here. This is good too. There's just some people in the background. We're going to get rid of them. Thing is, if there's people in the background, even if they're blurry like this one, it's just our eyes, our mind is always like looking at that. It's just, oh, there's another person. What is that person doing, right? And I feel like it's distracting. And so having the person gone, and there's another one here and here. They're hardly recognizable as people, but still. Cool. All right, now, because I hate cars, we're going to get rid of this one here. And we're going to get rid of this car here. Technically, I should include the shadow here from the car, but I'm not going to. Where was it taken? It looks like Amsterdam, my city. Yes, it was, Henriette. It was in Amsterdam. This is Amsterdam. You're right. I don't know when you joined, but like here, there's I don't know if you recognize this place. Oh. All right, guys, I need to pause for a second here. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be right back. Give me like 10 minutes. See you again in 10 minutes.